In her wonderful TED Talk, Meg Jay made a point about our 20s. She brought the perspective of 20s being the foundation upon which our career is based upon. She took the 20-somethings seriously in opposition with the journalists' take of millennials and Gen Z. Usually the journalists categorized the 20s as adult toddlers. In her book, The Defining Decade, she introduced the idea of identity capital. This consists of the experiences that we accrue as an intern or an entry-level employee. This identity capital will help us propel in our career. Some of the points made are: 1. Go and find an underpaid job in the field. This serves firstly to show interest towards the field. Secondly, it helps to build your skill set. Let's take the example of a photographer. If you take your first project, you will build some experience in wedding photos. Thus, you can build a portfolio of portraits. When signing up to a master's degree, you will be able to show your work through your portfolio and have higher chances to enter that master's. Another point made by the book is that these jobs serve for weak connections. The weak ties are the way one can achieve a better role by being the friend of a friend. Usually, the higher paid positions are already taken by the time they are advertised on the internet. The exponential growth occurs by building upon a decade worth of work. If you find this video helpful, please leave a thumbs up to please the YouTube gods. When credit is due, it has to be given. Meg Jay introduces the act of responsibility for the 20-somethings. Instead of being left by becoming a barista at Starbucks, she encourages to take responsibility of one's career trajectory. Thus, aiming for a goal will leave us in a better place career-wise. However, the book also introduces two limiting beliefs. Once the 20s are gone, it is harder to build career capital. There are several counter-arguments to this proposal. There is a study in the American Economic Journal that shows that the average age of a successful startup CEO is of 45. Secondly, people that get their dream job later in life are better suited for the job and have a more fulfilling activity. In his book, David Epstein showed that people who experience a greater variety of jobs as well as a greater variety of cultures will find their fit better. The second limiting belief is that 20s are a drilling down of expertise instead of a sampling period. Meg Jay suggests that this period serves to create connections and enter the field we want to work in. However, as David Epstein previously made his point in the book, a greater sampling period allows us to get a greater skill set from various domains. Not only the end result will be a better fitting career for the sampler rather than the driller, but also it will provide various experiences from which to draw upon when problem solving. If you want to see similar content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Lastly, this is a discussion on how to approach your 20s. There are two models that one can choose from. Firstly, there is the architect model. The architect model means that you establish your end goal and you think about the experiences and the skill sets you will require to get to that goal. Let's take the example of Sarah. Sarah wants to become a lawyer. Therefore, she starts as a paralegal in her college years. Now she sees how her day by day will look like when she will be a lawyer. This is also an opportunity for her to get acquainted with the jargon. Then she will pass the law exams and enter law school. During her time in law school, she will participate in numerous internships. After graduation, she will enter the partner track. The second model is the gardener model. The gardener model allows for more flexibility as well as joy in the pursuit. As a gardener, one does not risk to finish with a career he does not enjoy anymore. To illustrate this point, let's take John. John thinks of entering healthcare, however he is undecided. Therefore, in his high school years, he takes a job in hospitality. This way, he gets a glimpse of the service-based jobs and he builds social interaction skills. These skills will serve him best during his healthcare provider years. During the summer before college, he decides to shadow a GP. He learns on site how to do basic gestures such as blood draws, how to take a pulse, as well as how a day in a GP's life looks like. Going to college, he can already prove that he has the skill set required to be a healthcare provider. The next few summers, he volunteers to Médecins Sans Frontières. This opportunity serves him to learn teamwork as well as creativity in a place with scarce resources. During this time, he gets involved with the admin staff, taking a managerial position. This skill set will serve him if he wants to go also in the managerial branch of healthcare. At each point, John can choose from performing in other areas. For instance, he can also go into hospitality, or he can go into a managerial position. He could opt for an MBA or for an MD. All in all, every moment is a chance of growth. If you like this video, you might like also this one.